Hello and welcome everyone to a game of Starcraft 2 Direct Strike. It's a game where you lay down units from this tab onto this, using your minerals and your mineral income to defend your planetary fortress while trying to kill the enemies. It's a pretty simple game. I kind of got a little addicted to it. Let's just see who we are up against. Simple Terran. Okay. Who's just, he's running across. He's letting me stack. We have a Zealot Rush and a Terran that's maybe AFK. Yeah, I think I've magically fixed his AFK-ness. So right away, we're just going to kind of lay down some queens because queens are really good. There really isn't anything that directly... Ooh, he's gonna put an illusion at that Archon. Okay. Let's see. So this isn't my wave. My wave's the Terran wave. This is a stacking wave from purple. But we will see. Probably going to go Extractor. He's just running Widow Mines. Because he knows that I have nothing to counter Widow Mines until I go to Tier 2. That's nice of him. Then I'll just rush straight up to Tier 2. Kind of seems like he's giving me a wave or two free here. Let's see, is there... Give me some Starcraft 2 music. Yeah. I think it's a little loud now though. We can lower that. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll see. We have Terran building a siege tank. Okay. Just a whole bunch of zealots from him. And my queen's kind of doing what needs to be done here. So we need an overseer, definitely. And then past that, I think we're just going to build more queens because we haven't really seen a solid play one way or the next from any of them. And I can't say what he's going to be running. Looks like yellow is just running a whole bunch of zealots, which will be fine. Queens will be able to take out all the zealots. Alright, blue's building some good units here. It looks like he's just going straight for mech with some Hellbats. Is he getting... Okay, basic upgrades. Are we going to keep the barracks? Hey, because we're pros. I'm going to let this mineral income flow over just to see... I think I might want an extractor here. Where you guys should probably be looking at, because we already lost our barracks, we're not going to push to middle here. We don't have enough. Does he have? And he's just building a whole bunch of Widow Mines. Okay. So that's the kind of game that this is going to be here. We'll see. Hopefully we can take out everything here. Green should probably build an observer. Might be nice, but we'll have to see. And for right now, more queens. Then I'll probably build... I think I'm just going to run straight to Tier 3, because what will really help me against all these Widow Mines is some Ultralisks and some Broodlords. Because no one's building anything air, so I don't have to care. Swarm hosts won't really help that horribly much because I'm not that worried about stacking. We just need to be able to chew through a whole bunch of ground army, and how you do that is Broodlords. I guess I could build a whole bunch of Zerglings, but they don't do that well. Banelings would clear most of it. Huh. Maybe I should build some Banes. Banes are good. We can build like a few Banes over here, and a few Banes over here. I think it's, yeah, with Centrifugal Force. I think that'll do well for us. And then maybe we work on some upgrades instead of getting to tier 3. So we got the Baneling speed upgrade. That'll work well. My wave will spawn here, and see, I think the music's too loud again. Let's see. All my Banelings are already gone. We can get attack here. And maybe just get up to 1-1. It doesn't look like really anyone else is trying to climb. I think my idea, again, just from before, was the right call. Go right up to tier 3 so that I can get some Ultralisks out and they can tank everything. I'm not really sure what green is doing with a whole bunch of zealots. I'm not really sure what blue is doing either, but we'll see. We'll see how effective it is towards the end here. My wave's being spawned. We lost all the shields on our fortress. So that takes out all the zealots for us, but that's purple's wave, right? So this isn't even the red wave that I'm supposed to be dealing with. This is a wave that blue is supposed to be dealing with, which is part of the problem. We are dealing with our enemy's wave, or our allies' wave. And if we scan here, maybe we can start to clear. Alright, we cleared up red's wave. And we have the siege tank and some carryover. We'll see how we deal with yellow here. And that'll be a big part of how good I'm feeling about this. They haven't really started to build any air that I'm too worried about that my queens won't take care of. Like this, 2 scouts, sure, or 2 phoenixes, go ahead, have them. The stalkers won't be able to reach, but we need to start getting units that are stacking behind. What do you use? Flyer attack. Okay. You're going to start building the broodlords that will mess up the AI's attack. And hopefully we have Green's wave coming up here. We'll see how we do against all of these Widow Mines. Has he built? Yeah, he built an observer. Alright, I don't have to cover for him. Infestors are really good, but they don't really do anything up against mass baneling. And until we're clearing Purple's wave, my banelings really aren't going to be able to run through them like I would hope. No one's really focusing on upgrades except for blue here, which please do not get 2-2 for 5 units.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know about that jazz. We wouldn't have had enough for another broodlord, and right now all I want to add are broodlords because, again, they just don't have enough that shoots up. So if I can get enough of these to really start making a difference, it's going to be a hard day. They don't really have an answer for this right now. They aren't building one. Get flyer attack 1. Make things a little bit more potent out there. And there's no upgrades for me to have when it comes to these attacks. Sadly, these phoenixes will keep me from stacking, but we have yellow up against light blue again. Light blue has to be able to take care of this wave and purple's wave. Otherwise, they're pushing us. We're not pushing them. And the income disparity that's afforded to them is going to start to grow. Because having this line is worth 2 upgrades. Which for us, he only has 1. And he only has 1. So They just straight up have way more income than us, which is why it seems like they just have more units than us. They do. Our units have to be much more effective. And luckily, Zerg has some very, very good units. So I'm looking at him, he's starting to build Void Rays, which is worrying. Because once you start massing Void Rays, not much counters Void Rays. Except more Void Rays. It does mean he'll probably start giving up on the ground battle, and as long as I can keep up on the air battle, I should be able to just keep them out of the skies, because I've spent less on ground than they have. But we'll have to see. Do I need to scan here? Looks like we do. Keep those tanks shooting. Alright, good. He's building Marines to at least make use of his 2-2. He's splitting all of his units so much, and upgrading them so much, it's making it really hard. He's building Archons, which Archons are good, but again, pick a unit and go for it, and maybe you should get one attack upgrade. Attack upgrades for Protoss are really strong, where these guys are at 3 attack and 2 armor. Probably one of the reasons why we're having such a hard time fighting them is because, well, they frankly just have way more than we do. Are they building any more? He's building Thors. I'm not a fan of Thors, but not the worst things ever to be up against. Our Banelings come in. I'm more worried about you because you were building Void Rays. Do you have... yeah, you have a second Void Ray, which I am not a fan of. I want a 2-to-1 ratio, and then I'll be happy. 375. And again, the fact that these Broodlords are surviving is the important part. Our Corruptors aren't living long enough because they fly in front, so they can't take out their Void Rays, but these Stalkers should be able to clean up the job as long as these Siege Tanks and these Broodlords can keep up the pressure. I think I'm actually going to add some Ultralisks next round. Or maybe I want Flyer Attack too. I think I do. Just get some basic upgrades to try to keep up with everybody else. Why I'm not getting armor upgrades on those guys is just because usually if these guys are getting shot, they're dead anyway. It's not usually a matter of, you know, oh, this is fine. Usually if they're being shot, it's by a Thor that's going to blow them up regardless of what I do. Yellow's really becoming the problem here. But at least green sees that and is building some Void Rays to counter it. Blue is starting to get their game together. And we need, frankly, do we just need ground anti-air? I don't know. Let's see here. Try to make things prettier. And T into here. Oh, look how pretty that is. Alright, they ruined our stacks. We're not going to get any added bonus from... oh, we'll get one siege tank, I guess. That's fine. But for the better part, my queens are going to die, so I need a front line for these queens. And just like I thought, Ultralisks are most likely going to be the answer here. 330. He got 1 income upgrade. He got none. At this point, you should not get income upgrades because they take, like this one is 12.5 minutes. The game is not going another 12 minutes. It's just a waste of income at this point. The game will be wrapping up, if I had to bet, maybe 5 more minutes. The average game length is right about now, actually. Because as you can tell, we're starting to come back. We're starting to push through. These siege tanks are starting to do stuff. I'm just gonna hold my siege because that observer has like 1 HP. We'll have to see. Okay, we get to keep a few of these siege tanks. And let's just check. They're all at 3-3. Their armors are going up. I need that for damage. And I need to build more broodlords.
We require more.
That's fine. Yeah, here you go. Here's the Void Ray stack that's just going to take care of everything else. Yellow can only do so much here. Or that's purple building all this. That's fine. Green's taking care of him. And red is still... I'm going to go mass Widow Mine. Which seems like a bad play because it is a bad play. We're going to get 1 armor upgrade now for them. Maybe these siege tanks can carry us to victory? I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be my wave coming through and cleaning things up. Oh, I didn't get our big upgrades for the Ultralisks. That's fine. We need more ground attack. Got to get all these upgrades so that we are staying on par with these Thors that are really going to be my main problem. Purple seems to be starting to build Tempests. I think it's too late to be building Tempests. Do we get an Ultralisk in time?
We require more.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and these Void Rays, I think, are just going to burn it down. I don't even think they're going to pay attention. And 120. Oh, it's going to come down to the siege tanks. Make sure that we can see everything that we have to see here.
Go ahead.
Siege tanks didn't have anything standing in front of them. Let's see how we do. I don't have a scan because I wasted it on them. But my observers, or my overseer, seems to be paying attention and doing everything it should. Oh, they have some Dark Templar now. Alright, back to building just strictly Corruptors. Because they're starting to build a not insignificant amount of air. And we need to be able to knock them out relatively quick. Because their base is gaining back its HP. Yellow left the game. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much them saying GG. Now it'll just alternate between red and purple for whose go it is. Well, purple is building Tempests. They might be able to. We'll have to see how they do up against my wave. Huh. We're getting rid of these ravens decently well. You know, the Widow Mines are doing just fine. And they're actually pushing with these 2 waves alternating instead of anything else. Huh. Widow Mines are really good at stacking, which isn't nice. I'm just trying to think of what I should build to take care of them. And the answer in my head just keeps on being more Corruptors. Just a lot more Corruptors.
Require more minerals.
And as long as we hold the mid bonus, I'm much less concerned about this. Because if we check... Yeah, you have the same amount of income as me. And he should have, you know, the same, if not less. It's not great. A lot of Widow Mines. You guys have to be able to take care of these. Green, build, Templar for Storm. Um, yeah, you had to deal with all the widow mines. Otherwise, this is going to be a rough game to get through it here. Blue, build Vikings, and yeah, otherwise these Tempests are just going to roll right over us. My Corruptors are starting to do stuff here, but that's the hard part. I also need Ultras to deal with all the Widow Mines. The Ultras deal with them really well because they can take so many hits, and they actually make a lot of friendly fire, and the AoE helps. Carapace of Flyers, I want that. Because now I have enough Flyers that are actually taking damage for it to matter. But we have to get on all these Tempests. Yeah, we were only on upgrade 2, while these guys were on upgrade 3 for attack. They don't have much splash, except for these 2 Colossus. And it just comes down to who can control the air. My Air Force seems to almost be rolling over them. And right here is the actual tell. We just don't have enough damage to chew through all these Tempests. Because I don't have any air AoE. I could get Parasitic Bomb to damage them in an AoE. We'll have to see here. They're building stacking units while green is building, Void Rays and Stalkers. Which, Void Rays and Stalkers, not the counter to Tempests. It's your own Tempests. At least we have some siege tanks that are kind of sitting back. I wish we had more of them. And these guys only get to take the front for a little bit. Here comes purple. Let's see what you... Oh, you have max income. That's why this is feeling so rough. The Corruptors are finally starting to really do a lot of work. I'm starting to actually have a hard time finding room for them. There's another space for them.
We require more minerals.
How much are they? 160. Crazy. Alright, we have some Vikings here to try to deal with all of this air. His Liberators, they help take care of things, but I don't know. That's just so many Tempests. Good thing is they can't stack that well because they stack with themselves and then they disappear. So we'll have to see. They seem to be getting pushed back a little bit recently. I think we might need some more ground damage. Just to get rid of some of these guys. I think I'm going to build a Viper or two. Just to do... not abduct. I don't want you to do that, but we're going to build some of our spellcasters. We'll go see how these big boys do. Oh, we're getting pushed back behind the line because now they're building carriers. Skytoss is really hard to beat. and to have a counter too. Did I not get my Viper down? Or is it already killed? Huh. I chew down the number of Tempests, but the Tempests sure do take a chunk out of me. What has he been building, even? Oh, he's starting on Tempests. Okay. He's building more Liberators. I would not claim that Liberators are what we need. We'll have to see here with our new spellcasters. How this all works. He has anti-armor missile, which is nice.
Give us your best shot.
But it just comes down to this music is like the most dull, bland music ever. Come on. They seem to be focusing down the Viper. Alright, they have some blinding clouds on there, so the Thors aren't getting to shoot, which is nice. But I really more want you to cast Parasitic Bomb. Get some upgrades. Increase the starting energy of Infestors. Good. Maybe we should build a few big guys. Just for some extra HP in the front. Because now they're like the ground is staying around, which is the hard part. It almost makes me want to just build a giant Baneling nest. Hey, he's finally doing it. He's letting them attack the air. They have AoE. We'll have to see. Kind of looks like this is going to be a defeat, but I don't know. They got pushed back before too. I wish he were to spend some of his minerals. Let's just see again what's green doing real quick. Not really anything helpful. Here comes all those guys, and our ground forces have been, mainly neutralized. We have some binding clouds down, which is nice. Stop the siege tanks from firing for a while. Maybe we need like more Vipers for more binding clouds. Spells are really strong in here. And the fact it doesn't look like he has one High Templar.
Against the darkness.
I would get more than one High Templar. Storms are really good. But it just comes down to they don't have enough to answer both of these. I can clear out all the ground forces with the Banelings and the Ultralisks clearing all the ground, and I can push them back to the center line. But I'm gonna have a hard time pushing them back any further than that, just because my Air Force doesn't have excellent counters to this kind of stuff. Thinking about maybe building some Hydras, because the Ultras clear up all the tanks and all the Widow Mines. Let's see. We'll see if we're still in this once I get both of these upgrades, and if we're in this after both these upgrades, I will get I'll get some Hydras to deal with this. Because a line of Hydras standing back here just kind of shooting, they don't really have anything to deal with it anymore, because they've completely stopped with the ground army, and Tempests don't take care of Hydras well enough. Alright. Ground Carapace, and then we're in. If we don't win right here. Huh, I wonder what did it. Was it the Vipers with the blinding clouds just making the tanks not fire? I didn't notice anything crazy from our allies. A few more tanks. But I think what helped was just, blinding clouds, and a whole bunch of just No, you don't get a land force. We will build... Oh, that's it. GG. Alright, thank you for joining me, and I hope you found this entertaining, and you like and subscribe.